Welcome to Evolution of Wheels. For decades, we've been sold this beautiful, powerful idea of the automobile. It's the ultimate symbol of freedom, right? That feeling of hitting the open road, windows down, music blasting, the idea that you can just disappear into the horizon, totally anonymous, totally free. It's a powerful idea. It's a romantic idea. And today, we are here to tell you that it is a complete and total lie.
Oh, and that illusion? It isn't just dead. No, it has been murdered. It was murdered quietly in a dark, corporate, backroom deal between the company that built your car and a whole shadowy network of data brokers you have probably never even heard of. They have methodically transformed your personal sanctuary, your escape pod, into a four-wheeled, corporate-owned ankle monitor that is watching, judging, and reporting on your every single move.
So I've got to ask you a question, and I want you to really, really think about it. Do you have any idea who your car is talking to behind your back? Because I guarantee you, it is talking, nonstop. And the secrets it's telling, well, they're costing you thousands of dollars and turning your privacy into just another commodity for sale on the open market. Let's dig in and find out who's listening. Now, look, this isn't some far-off dystopian theory we're talking about here. This is happening right now to millions of drivers. We found this quote on a forum, and it's heartbreaking because it so perfectly captures this feeling of betrayal. A prisoner in your own car. Think about that. You are paying the loan, you're paying for the gas, you're paying for the insurance and the maintenance, and in return, the vehicle you supposedly own is actively working against your best interests. It is such a profound violation of trust, it's hard to even wrap your head around it.
So why? Why is this happening? Well, there's one simple reason. You just got to follow the money. This is not a glitch. This is not some bug in the system. This is the business model. Financial analysts are projecting that the global automotive telematics market, which is just a fancy term for the market for spying on your car, is going to be worth $250 billion by the end of the decade. $250 billion. Let that number sink in. $250 billion. That is a massive global industry built entirely on the foundation of selling you out, of monetizing your every single move. This is one of the biggest, quietest heists of personal data in modern history.
So what exactly is in the secret little logbook your car is keeping on you? I mean, it's not just your GPS location. Oh, no. It's so much more intimate, so much more invasive than that. It's logging every single time you hit the brakes a little too hard, every time you accelerate quickly to merge onto a highway. It's tracking the actual times you drive, flagging you as a risk for being on the road late at night, the sharpness of your turns, your average speed, your daily mileage. Every bit of it is being recorded, time-stamped, and cataloged into a permanent record of your behavior. A behavioral profile that you never consented to and that you have absolutely zero control over. And this right here brings us to the pipeline. This is how it works. And what's so incredible about this is how brazen it all is. It starts with your car manufacturer. We're talking GM, Honda, Kia, Hyundai, you name them. They collect all that telematics data we just talked about. Then they package it all up and sell it for millions and millions in profit to these massive, completely unregulated shadow data brokers. The big players here are companies like LexisNexis and Verisk. These companies then analyze your data, create a secret risk score on you, and then they turn around and sell that dossier directly to your insurance company. The insurer then uses this secret report to jack up your rates or, even worse, deny you coverage altogether. It is a sickening double-dip operation. You pay the car company for the car, and then the car company gets paid again to help the insurance company take even more money from you. It's unbelievable. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Hey, I remember those snapshot devices my insurance company tried to give me. I just said no and threw it in a drawer. And you're absolutely right. A decade ago, this whole thing was voluntary. They gave you a little plastic dongle to plug into your car's OBD2 port. But people hated them. We, the consumers, overwhelmingly rejected the idea of plugging a spy into our own cars. So when we refused, do you think the industry just gave up? Of course not. They just made a malicious pivot. They realized if the consumer won't willingly install the spy, they'll just build it into the car permanently where you can never, ever remove it. And this is their new weapon of choice, the Data Communication Module, or DCM. Now, listen closely. This is not an app on your phone. This is not something you plug in. A DCM is a cellular modem that is physically hardwired into your car's electrical system right from the factory. It has its own SIM card. It has its own connection to the cell network. It means that even if you never connect your smartphone, never use Bluetooth, never even touch the infotainment screen, the car is still communicating with the mothership, constantly pinging cell towers and uploading encrypted packets of your driving data. It is always on, and it is always watching. Honestly, my blood is boiling just thinking about this, because this is where the corporate malice becomes absolutely undeniable. You can't just unplug it. The automakers have deliberately, cunningly wired the DCM into the same electrical circuit as your critical safety systems. So you think, okay, I'll just pull the fuse. Well, congratulations, you've just disabled your emergency SOS system, or your entire infotainment screen, or maybe the microphone for hands-free calling. You want to try to physically remove the module? Guess what? You've instantly voided your entire vehicle warranty. They've engineered the car to make removing the spy impossible without crippling the vehicle. It is a technological hostage situation, and you, my friend, are the hostage.
So how in the world do they get your consent for this whole operation? Oh, it's a masterclass in psychological manipulation. When you buy a new car, the salesman pushes you hard to download the My Chevrolet or the Kia Connect app so you can get those cool features like remote start. But as soon as you open it, you get this colorful pop-up. Join our Smart Driver program, get fun badges, maybe get a vague discount. And just look at the design. The accept button is massive, it's great blue, it's probably even flashing, but the decline option, it's tiny, grayed out text hidden at the very bottom of a 70-page wall of legal jargon. They are banking on the fact that 99% of people will just click the big blue button to make the pop-up go away, completely unaware they just signed a binding legal contract to let a corporation weaponize their daily commute against them. Okay, now let's talk about how this abstract system creates real-world nightmares. I want to tell you about a software engineer from Seattle who leased a new Chevy Bolt. This guy, he was the perfect driver, meticulous. He had never had an accident, never filed an insurance claim, not so much as a parking ticket to his name. A totally clean, perfect record. He's the kind of customer that every insurance company dreams of having.
And what was his reward for being such a perfect driver? Out of the clear blue sky, his insurance premium jumped by 21%. Just bam, a massive, totally unexplained increase. So shocked, he did what any of us would do. He started shopping around for a new provider. And one after another, 7 different major insurance companies flat out denied him coverage. 7 of them. He was being treated like a criminal, like a high-risk driver with a history of DUIs, and he had absolutely no idea why. So after months of fighting, he finally managed to legally force the data brokers to hand over his file. And what he got in the mail? It wasn't a letter. It was a dossier, an unsettling 130-page printout from LexisNexis. It was a document that detailed with chilling precision every single trip he had taken in his own car over a 6-month period. So, what were his crimes? I mean, what could possibly be in this 130-page dossier? It listed over 640 driving events, and when he actually dug into it, he was just appalled. He was being penalized for accelerating quickly on short uphill highway on-ramps. I mean, what's the context there? He was doing that to safely merge into 70-mile-an-hour traffic and avoid being flattened by an 80,000-pound semi-truck. He was being flagged for hard braking when he was hitting the brakes to avoid other erratic drivers. Basic, necessary, life-saving defensive driving was being interpreted by a heartless algorithm as reckless behavior. There's no court, there's no judge, there's no jury. You can't explain context to a line of code. And if you think that's outrageous, believe me, it gets so much worse. Let's talk about a nurse in Ohio, an essential worker. She bought a brand new Honda and downloaded the Honda Link app for one simple, understandable reason: to warm up her car on those cold winter nights before she drove to her shift at the hospital. And during the setup, you guessed it, she clicked accept on that same deceptive pop-up. 3 months later, her insurance premium skyrocketed. And I am not talking about 20 or 30% here. I am talking about a nearly 400% increase. Can you even imagine getting that bill in the mail? A punishment of that magnitude for an essential worker with a brand new car? It's just predatory. It's completely unconscionable. And what was her supposed crime? Well, the unfeeling algorithm determined that driving between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. statistically increases the risk of an accident. The system did not care that she was a nurse. It didn't care that she was driving on completely empty roads to get to a hospital to save human lives. It saw a negative data point, a statistical risk, and it punished her financially without any warning, any context, or any shred of human empathy. The absurdity here is just completely off the charts. Look at this case from a family in Texas. A totally normal family minivan, used for school runs, soccer practice, the usual. The dad downloaded the app because he thought he was being responsible.
But what he didn't realize was that his car's internal sensors were so hypersensitive that every single time he drove over the speed bumps in his own neighborhood, the car logged it as a series of hard braking and rapid acceleration events. The car's technology was fundamentally misinterpreting a normal suburban street, and the result? His family's insurance rate was jacked up by over $1,200 a year. He was trapped, being financially penalized because his car was literally too dumb to understand what a speed bump is. And the anger out there, you can just feel it. It is boiling over. You go on Reddit, you go on truck forums, and the sense of betrayal is palpable. This one owner of a $70,000 heavy-duty truck says he's being punished for accelerating hard while towing heavy equipment onto the highway. He says, "I am literally being financially penalized for using the truck for the exact purpose it was designed and advertised for. It's an absolute bait and switch." And this has driven consumers to a point of sheer desperation. And I have to laugh, but it's not funny, it's just tragic. People are now actively hunting for dumb cars. They're selling their brand new 2024 SUVs and seeking out vehicles from 2010 or earlier, just to escape this digital panopticon. We've even seen forum posts where owners are literally wrapping their car's telematics antenna in aluminum foil, building a makeshift Faraday cage inside their own dashboard just to get their privacy back. And get this, the infection is spreading. People are renting cars on vacation, they connect their phone to play music, and then months later their personal insurance spikes because of how they drove a rental car in another state. It's an inescapable web. So this brings us to the absolutely terrifying question. If this is where we are today with this secret, unregulated industry just running wild, where does this nightmare end? I mean, what is the logical conclusion if we don't draw a line in the sand right now? Well, let's play this out. Today, they're selling your driving data to auto insurers. Okay. Tomorrow, what's stopping these exact same data brokers from selling your car's GPS history to health insurance companies? Imagine your premium going up because your car knows you visit a fast food drive-thru twice a week. Imagine your life insurance policy getting canceled because your telematics data shows you enjoy risky drives on winding mountain roads on the weekends. Imagine predatory debt collectors buying your car's real-time location data to track you down. This is the systematic destruction of anonymity, and the automobile is the weapon being used to do it. We have to fight back. We just have to. So here's your mission. Today, go out to your car, turn it on, and dig through those complicated, annoying infotainment menus. Find the data privacy or connected services settings. I promise you it will be buried, but find it. And when you do, decline everything. Opt out of all data sharing, all safe driver programs, all of it. Then take the next step. Call your dealership and your manufacturer's corporate number and demand on a recorded line to be legally opted out of all third-party data sharing. Make your voice heard. And finally, subscribe to Evolution of Wheels so we can keep exposing these scams together. Share this with everyone you know who owns a modern car, because your privacy is not a feature you should have to pay extra for, it's a right you have to demand back.